everyone, and welcome to In the Know with CaT Bobino. Today, my extra special guest is Tracy Hill. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Doing all right. How about you?
I'm good.
Excellent.
So, if any of you guys have seen all my pictures from my son's birthday party and you saw me holding the snake, that's because of Mr. Tracy Hill.
That is correct, yes.
So, you are the founder, CEO, whatever you want to say.
I'm the owner of First Skills and Tales.
First Skills and Tales. Tell us about First Skills and Tales.
Well, it started about almost 23 years ago. So it started in 1999. I was a kindergarten teacher. I had about 3 animals in my classroom. Once I stopped teaching, the students were asking me, "Oh, Mr. Hill, where are our pets? Where, all that stuff." So I said, "Well, I'll bring them back to show you guys." They gave me the idea to go ahead and maybe try to do some animal shows. And it wasn't always a good show like you saw.
Okay.
But in about 5 years' time, it became kind of what you saw now. So it's a real show. Multiple animals, not just 2 or 3. And kids and adults like it no matter what. It's kind of it's that kind of show.
Okay. All right.
Happened by accident.
Happened by accident.
Almost.
All right. Okay. So, then let's go back. What made you become a kindergarten teacher?
Well, my mom was a teacher, believe it or not. Many years ago, I always thought to myself I would never be a teacher or a librarian in my entire life. But once I got into school, I would have a couple little jobs here and there. But then I decided to go ahead and get my little teacher credential and, did a little sub work first. And then eventually I kind of fell in love with kindergarten. So I just decided to go ahead and I was up at Howard Elementary School, not too far from here, actually, up the hill. So I was up there for 2 years. And then the district came in, took over. The state came over to take over the district because they had some problems. I was one of the youngest teachers, so I decided to go ahead and venture out and try something else, and this happened.
So in the very beginning, what animals did you have?
We only had a hamster, a box turtle, and we had an iguana. That's what I had in my classroom. So those were my classroom pets, and the kids got to name them and all that stuff.
Did they get to take them home back then?
No, during the breaks and stuff. No, I decided to go ahead and just make sure I took care of them myself. Coming to school, just principal let me come and take care of the animals when I needed to. But yeah, nobody got sent out with the kids. They would have loved that, but I'd have been a little nervous. Kindergarten,
No, I get it.
Just in case.
Did you hear about the Lindsay Museum? Have you ever been to the Lindsay? Okay. Because when I was a kid, I would go to the Lindsay Museum and I would rent the animals.
There you go.
Yeah. They don't do it anymore.
Yeah, I think that was probably back in the day, right? Now they were more like, trying to be more like a research type place where people take care of the animals and less on the entertainment side for sure.
Yes, and I feel bad for the kids nowadays. I get it because the animals are safer. Right. But, I got to take home a bunch of little critters that my parents never would buy for me. But they were like, you can rent and have for it. Right. But you got to take it back because you can't keep it.
Excellent.
So you started off with 3 animals. And then how did it grow?
Well, after, like I said, I went to see my old students a few times when they were in 1st and 2nd grade. I would go back and show them the 3 animals we had. It's like, here's your hamster, here's your turtle. And I was like, what else can I get that's more interesting, a little larger, some guys can kind of do tricks, things like that. So pretty soon I got a large tortoise, like one of the ones, I've got 4 of those now, but you saw one. That's a pretty good size.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've got large snakes and scorpions and hermit crabs, and it just goes on and on. So over the time, I just started adding more and more guys. And the show had to be around, it was about 20 minutes at first, now it's about 40 minutes. So kind of adding more guys.
As you eased on in, okay.
Exactly.
So then the question is, how many animals do you have currently?
Well, total we have about 47 animals, almost 50 animals. Now, you don't see that many in the shows, of course. There's stunt doubles. So we have guys that come work the Tuesdays, and some guys work Saturdays, and some animals work Sundays. So they're just a rotation going, so everybody doesn't work too hard.
All the time. Yeah.
So I take care of my superstars that be taken care of. So they got stunt doubles all the way through. Yes,
okay. So you don't have to tell me exactly, but where are they? Where are the animals?
In Berkeley. We live in Berkeley. So I've got a house, and I've got a house behind my house.
Ooh.
With all the cages, the heat lamps, timing systems. So that's actually the hard part, believe it or not. Taking care of all these animals.
I believe it.
Different food, different temperatures, different habitats. So it's like, you saw the fun part of the show, your son's party, but taking care of the animals, I wouldn't recommend that for most people because it's not really something, that you want to do, but you just have to. So for me, I have to. But yeah, a lot of guys.
So how does that work when you go on vacation?
I usually do about 3 days tops. I can set them up to be 3 days by themselves, but I do have 3 cousins that work for me. One of my cousins was that show that I did with you. So one of them will come in and every once in a while, feed, clean, water, check on guys' temperatures, things like that. But I get kind of nervous if I'm gone in 3 days. So in about 3 days' time, I usually come back and go ahead and check on my whole crew. But I can do about 3 4-day vacation stops. That's just about
it. Okay. Well, that doesn't work for me. I love animals, but my vacation needs to be at least a week.
I understand.
Right. So 3 days is not nearly not enough. So we got to question is from the audience because we are live. I always forget to say that.
Oh,
We're live on Facebook and YouTube. But so do you have a veterinarian on call?
Well, I've got a couple different vets, one in Berkeley and one in El Cerrito, just whenever something happens that's major. And I've got a little animal care techniques myself that I take care of, like small issues. But my guys stay pretty healthy. We give them the best food, best everything. We kind of spoil them, so they're very few health problems. Every once in a while, like an eye problem for a rabbit.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, but nothing major. No.
Oh, okay, good. So, well, my favorite is all of them. But, a lot of people saw the snake. How long have you had that snake?
Nana, I've got two Nanas, actually. They're two about the same size. And I've got them maybe 12 years ago. They weren't as large as you saw now.
Of course.
Yeah. I got them a lot smaller, but now they've been, kind of doubling in size every year. So now they're both around, 8 feet, something like that. So you saw,
yes,
in the photos, you make sure your crew that they've gotten very large and they're good
I have a lot of people who were just so scared of a photo, and I'm just like, you weren't even there.
Snakes are kind of like that, so I definitely get that from time to time when I do the shows. But part of my thing is when I do these shows, kind of like, maybe snakes are so bad.
Yeah,
maybe they're okay. My son's over there holding, my daughter's holding them. But you see me outside walking down the park or something like that, I definitely understand the reaction. Like, you gotta go this way,
right?
But my guys are tame. My guys are nice. So.
I don't go opposite direction, but I also don't pick them up.
Right.
The wild that you're in your territory. I'm not about to mess with you in your territory.
Absolutely.
I will get close and be like, "Ooh, look at that!" You know what I'm saying? And as my son gets older, he's only 2, so I can't have him doing it right now because he'll try and pick it up or something. But I'll be like, "Hey, look at that in its natural habitat, living its life." So we're going to give it a wide berth and keep on going.
Absolutely.
But no, I have a friend I'm not going to say her name. She's really definitely afraid of frogs. And I was like, I hope he brings some frogs so that we can.
We absolutely have frogs. Yeah, they can be a little creepy as well. They jump. They're small,
yes,
but they move.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little different. But
yes. Oh, so I see Alon's on the road. She's gonna be listening later. It's all good. Thank you. So which animal is your favorite?
I usually try not to, kind of like when you're kids. I don't really have a favorite, but I like to say my tortoises. I've got 4 very large African spur tortoises, and they're kind of my favorite because they just kind of do their thing. They're vegetarians, easy to take care of.
Yeah.
But I like the snakes. I like I like my rabbit treasure. Different animals have a little special place in my heart because they're, I've grown up with them. They grown up with me. So but I'd say the tortoise is probably my favorite.
I get that. So you are they just kind of in the backyard doing their own thing?
The 3 that are retired, those guys are too large to pick up now. So what you saw is the smallest guy that I can actually still get.
No, gotcha.
The other guys eat grass all day in the backyard, and then they go into a doghouse enclosure that has heat lamps, keep them warm at night. So right now they're really cool because it's really cold outside, so they stay inside all day.
Yeah, no, I get that.
They come out to eat when they want to eat. And
I stay inside all day too. Right now, if I can help it, I'm not going anywhere.
Like that out here.
I get it, and this means I'm off topic, but that means it's going to be cold this winter because it's already cold and it's not technically winter yet.
Right, it's definitely getting there. So
it's going to be a cold winter this one.
For sure.
So how big are they then? Since you can't pick them up.
Those guys are maybe it's hard to kind of see from the camera, but we're about that high up in the ground.
Okay.
They're good size. They're solid. I can barely pick them up if I need to move a few feet here and there, but they're big guys. All they do is eat grass, and of course I give them treats, vegetables, grapes, and all kinds of stuff during the year. But they're kind of a handful because I like them, but they're like kids. They just do what they want to do.
And you're just like, hey, don't go over there, but they're not going to listen.
Don't knock that over.
Right.
They want to knock things over just because they like it. I think they actually enjoy knocking things over. It's kind of weird, but I'm watching they don't just run into it. Just can't stop me. So.
Yeah, and then you don't even want to stop them because they're just going to knock you over. Exactly. Or you're going to get a bruise.
They're big guys. So, they just do their thing.
All right. So, with all your animals that you have, backups, are they all male, all female? And if not, how do you keep them from procreating?
Well, every once in a while, we do need some procreation. Some of my guys are descendants of other animals.
Okay.
And that kind of helps because the temperament of the animals that you saw, they can deal with noise, they can deal with kids. They're just different types of animals. They're like show animals.
Right.
Some animals, are more skittish and worried about this and that. My guys, as you saw, are just like whatever.
Yeah.
So offspring from those animals usually same
way. Yeah.
Not everybody makes the cut, but as I said, some guys are, worthy to go ahead and get them ready for the next set of shows or the next grouping. So a lot of animals, we do try to procreate a few here and there. Most of the rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters.
The easy ones.
Easy ones.
Right.
All the reptiles, none of the reptiles procreate. We have them all separate in their separate cages when they live home. But other than that, it's usually only when we want something like that to happen, we let it happen. Otherwise, yeah, they're just separated into different tanks, cages, cages, whatever. So they're kind of controlled. Absolutely.
I get that. So if they don't have a good temperament, though,
those guys usually I get more to family members, or there's different places they'll actually take, like rescue. But I get rescues as well. So I get people give me animals, and I see how they are, how they react.
Right.
So we have a lot of extra guys that don't actually work.
Yeah, they're just there.
They're just there. They're retired and kind of doing their thing. But the guys that do make the CaT, those are the ones that actually see at the shows. Actually, with the kids holding them, the kids making noise.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is just what I do.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm used to this. Right. So you guys
they get the best treats at the shows as well. So they're just like, showtime is good time for them. Like, get the best food, best everything. So that's all good.
Oh my God, that's so, I don't know why I'm so excited, but I am, because it's just so amazing. It's all up my field because I'm an animal biologist. I think I told you that. So that's what I did my research in. And so I'm one of those outside people who's like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. And, not everybody be feeling that. Not everyone's on that same page.
Sure.
But then, but this isn't about me. We're going to go back to you.
Excellent.
So kindergarten teacher, animal specialist. Did you take classes, or it just kind of fell into it and you're like?
No, when I was a kid, I was like you. I used to catch things outside, bring things home. So I just always liked animals. So that's one thing that just always been with me anyway. That's why I had animals in my classroom to start with, just to actually give my kids an experience. They didn't get in every other school they've been in or grade. So that was just kind of a natural thing to I've always liked animals. Now the kindergarten side, like I said, I didn't think I was ever be a teacher. But that just happened as well. I kind of fell in love when I was subbing, then became a full-time teacher. But after I got done teaching, the animal side came back in. I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and try this out. And it didn't work. I had multiple jobs while I was doing that for a while. Then after about 5 years, the word started to spread. The shows got really good. Now that's all I have to do. So that's all I do. So I'm gonna go back to teaching one day. I kind of miss it a little bit. I don't miss the lesson plans and dealing with all the different people, the parents. It's a lot to deal with, but I still enjoy teaching kids or being in front of kids, entertaining kids. So that's kind of what I did as a teacher. So
that takes a very special spirit. It does, because as much as I like animals, on the flip side, I'm not a big kid person.
Gotcha.
So I would love to say I can do a kid show like you did, but I can't. I can't be that animated. I can't be, I can't have kids coming up to me like, ooh, this, ooh, that. It would be very difficult.
No, for me, I wake up enjoying it. That's the only thing I still enjoy about my job, because I don't enjoy taking care of the animals so much. Emails, phone calls, but the kids doing the shows is like, to me, it's like.
So you need an admin doing your emails and phone calls.
I probably do need to do that. I thought about
one of your cousins.
One of my cousins might do, but you know what? You can do this, Tracy. Just go ahead and take care of it. So I just enjoy it myself.
But what about social media?
Not very much on that. I've got a Yelp page, so my Yelp page is my primary social media. It's not really Instagram.
It's
not really like it should be.
Yeah.
One day I might get there, but the thing is, we're actually almost too busy now. Now, during the pandemic, it was rough. Do that, but now we're actually back to where we were before, and we're actually almost too, we have to say no to a lot of people.
Oh,
so
really?
I don't want to be too big.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, no. So I keep it right around, the Yelp page, and we got our own website, of course. And other than that, it's word of mouth mostly. So people see the show like you did, or their family members are there, kids are there, other kids are there. They want it for the next party, their school, their daycare, whatever. So it's not really much. I don't really use advertising anymore. So I've got a Google. Google has me at their top of the list when you type in animal shows. But other than that,
well, see, that's good. And quite honestly, my best friend lives in Texas. And she somehow found you. And she sent it to me. And I was like, I've never heard of this. I'm here in Oakland, from Oakland. And I was like, but I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
Somehow she found you. And it sent it to me. And I was like, ooh, and everyone's like, you really want to do that for a 2-year-old? I was like, I'm not doing it for him.
You're doing it for you.
I'm doing it for me. If he likes it, good. But this is for me. Right? So, hopefully he does. But I have a really good picture of him with you with one of the smaller pythons.
Gotcha.
Reaching to it, and he's just like, in awe. Yeah. And so now, I'm going to print that picture because he was like super juiced about that snake. It's my favorite.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. She said, I surely did find you.
Thank you for finding me.
What are some of the injuries that you've acquired attending to the animals?
Actually, myself, I've been fortunate. I've got a couple of little snake bites here and there during feeding times at home.
Yeah.
During the shows, we've been incident free. I've been lucky. I mean, I don't want to say lucky because the show is pretty controlled and scripted, so it's like not much can go wrong. But like I said, temperament of the animals is important. If guys are skittish or if they're going to bite somebody, then they'll never actually do a show. So they won't.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a different situation when you have to worry about dangerous animals attacking somebody or something like that. But no, these guys are all, as you see, pretty mellow, entertained, and no incidents during the shows themselves. But like I said, a couple of times, trying to feed a snake, gets a little eager, goes with a hand. A couple of little marks on the hand from the snake bites here and there. But other than that, no major incidents. I've been pretty lucky, pretty fortunate.
That's good. Okay. I have been bitten by everything but birds. Rodents, cats, dogs, snakes.
It definitely is going to happen.
I've been bitten by all of that except a bird, knock on wood, because I don't want that. But, I used to be a vet tech, and I've been bitten by all of it. You know what I mean? And so, and I'm not afraid. So that's why we're like, you guys, you don't have to be afraid because, I've also been bit by a human, but that's another story. We don't even have to go into that one. Right. Yeah, that one was not good. Anyway, so with the work that you do, don't laugh. The work that you do, right? Yes. Where do you see yourself going with this? Like, it's really good work, and I know you're already busy.
It is, but the thing is, after 23 years, I still enjoy doing the shows, but nothing else with the business really. But get to the point where I maybe start to slow down and eventually maybe go back to teaching. But in the meantime, 3 or 4, maybe 5 more years.
Really? So then what, you just gonna possibly go back to teaching, right? Possibly. But you're gonna keep all 40-something of your hours.
Probably not that either. I'll keep a few guys, of course, and then I'll, like I said, rehome some of the other guys as well, find family members or some people that have seen the shows before have also said, when the day comes, let me know, we'd love to get that guy or this guy. Right. So I got you. No problem.
I would like a chicken.
Well, we got you.
I don't really want the rest of them, because I know what the animals, I know what it takes, right? To take care of an animal. And when you have a small kid, I really don't feel comfortable with like hamsters, rabbits, and stuff like that because they don't know what they're. Right. They can hurt them easily. I have a 5-pound Yorkie. My child terrorizes currently. So something smaller than that.
You can imagine it's going to be a different situation.
Yeah.
It can be bad.
I know how fragile rabbits are.
Absolutely, they can be.
So I have no desire. Maybe the chameleon.
One day.
Maybe the chameleon.
He'll be
No, I'm saying the chameleon.
This one.
I'm just saying. I would do a chameleon.
We got
3
of those, so we'll see.
You keep me posted. Also, I would like to visit the house.
One day.
I know you don't have to say yes now. You don't have to say no now.
One day we'll have you come over there.
Okay, because I really want to see all the animals, and I will be a giddy schoolgirl. I'm going to say it now.
It'll take you back to your Lindsay days.
It would. And then, I will not know how to act. I will be cheesing, laughing a lot, nervously, but don't think I'm awkward.
Oh, no, absolutely not. And next time I come out to see you, I'll actually bring some guys with me as well.
Please. Okay, I was hoping that you did. I was like,
They had the day after day. They had a busy week.
No, it's fine. I get it.
10 show weekends.
I get it. Yeah, I didn't want to, I was like, ain't no kids here, maybe. But no, I get it. Trust me.
I know you wanted to see the bear ballet.
I understand. No, I understand. I don't want people to be weirded out by me because I can be that way.
When it comes to animals, it's okay. It happens sometimes.
Yeah. So with your family that's helping you, how is it feeding, cleaning? I know you said it's kind of tough right now. You do have family helping you out. It's not
super tough. It's just, after 20-something years of doing it every day, almost every day, it's like, tedious. But my cousins, they come in every once in a while and do a little bit of work. But for the most part, when it's not the summertime, I do most of it. Because the summer, we work every single day. Shows at camps, schools, daycares. It's nonstop for like 90 straight days, including 4th of July and all the other holidays. So it's like
really
nonstop. So that's kind of like our being on tour season where we're just like
right. Boom.
During that time, I definitely need more help cleaning because I'm just tired of doing it.
Right.
When it's non-summer, I try to do my share. Take care. Cleaning this, cleaning that, feeding, water, all that stuff, and of course purchasing food that we have to buy food, vegetables and corn and grain and different things. So it's just.
Do you work with some of like local farms?
No, not really. I go to a couple of different markets in Berkeley. No major stores, but they're just like smaller markets that have their own little produce section and things like that. So we try to buy from them to kind of keep them,
They're in business. Well, that's cool.
So we buy so much, just like, let me just keep going to these guys. Right. And of course, they have better prices than Safeway and these other places anyway. So might as well go ahead and support the local businesses in Berkeley. But so we do that, purchase from them, and then other than that, we buy some some Petco stuff here and there, and some other smaller shops. We go to Mike's Feed in San Leandro a lot. So
Oh yeah. I don't go into places like
'cause
that.
I know the animals are there. You're like, hey, I'm staying here all day, right?
That or I have a bad habit of wanting to take things home,
That can
and
also be a problem. That can also be a problem.
yeah,
Right?
and I have to limit myself from
Understandable.
being around certain things
Understandable.
because I have a problem with food. That one I don't stay away from. But animals, I would have a second house like you. I would have a house full of things, and I tried very hard to stay away from places like that because I would be like, "Oh, this chicken really needed a home. This little chick," and it turns
at least
into
you thought of
things.
it, right? They get bigger and bigger, and they get more and more. Yeah, I definitely understand that.
I don't have enough time to deal with what I have now, so adding on to it. Also, I don't have a house. One day when I buy a house, though,
You get the space. It's different.
I want some goats and some chicken.
Those are good pets.
Those are the two that I really want.
Almost like a little front.
Yes, but see, I don't want big hoofed animals.
Oh, no, just
horses, cows, even goat. I mean, sheep. They too big.
A little bit too much work.
A little bit too much work. Veterinary bills is crazy. So I don't want that.
It's something small.
Small chickens, goats.
I can see that with you.
Yeah, I could do that.
Absolutely.
I don't really want reptiles because of the sun lamp and stuff.
And all there's a little.
And then you're just really, it's like fish. You're looking at them. Sure, you can take them out from time to time.
Not quite the same as
it's not as like furry things,
Absolutely.
So, that's not my jam. That's why.
When the time comes, you'll have your good little setup. Be good to go.
Right. Like I really want ferrets, but ferrets are not. They're illegal in California.
Illegal in California now, but you still probably can find a way.
I mean,
go to Las Vegas or Nevada or something. Just bring one.
I'm
not suggesting you do that. I'm just saying maybe I'll find a way.
Listen, I'm trying not to make this about me, but let me talk about me for a second. When I was in high school, I volunteered at the animal shelter.
Gotcha.
And a ferret was found.
Right.
And they didn't know what to do with it because they're illegal. So, they were like, we can't rehome it. We really can't do much with it. It's illegal, but we can't keep it at the animal shelter.
True.
I don't know what they did with it. I think that somebody took it home. I wanted to. I was in high school though. My family was like, hell no. We already told you no on everything else.
They're a handful for sure.
No.
They would cause some problems.
They are, but they're like
cool.
Mysterious cats.
Yeah, they're very cool.
They act like cats and stuff. Yeah, they are. They will. I know. I used to live in Texas. Almost got one then, but
you know them well. Right? It's probably better they didn't come home with you. Your family find like, what's going on? Why is this guy in my cabinet?
Right. Right. Or they were like, something skirt across my foot.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
I know. Anyway. My best friend said, a couple people. Suzanne said, I really enjoyed the show. So did my best friend Alon. Thank you, guys. I enjoyed it too. Question, is the tarantula defanged?
No, not at all. We've got 4 of those, and they're all rose hair tarantulas, and they all have the fangs because they need those to actually eat.
Yeah.
So for that reason, you can't do anything to anybody. Take their teeth away, their fangs away. They all have to eat their food naturally, and they of course drink the blood out of the crickets or the worms, whatever they want to eat, and they eat all the pieces as well. So they need those fangs full time. So no defanging at all, not at all.
So they're not defanged, but they are tame.
Yeah, and that just comes from handling.
Yeah.
Basically, hold them, play with them, let them walk across your hand.
Yeah.
They know they can't attack you or eat you, so they're not going to try to hurt you. They're just going to do their thing. So.
Also, I learned from a long time ago, mistakenly, not to pet a tarantula. The little hairs fall off, and it's so itchy.
Get your eyes, get into your skin. They're very, very adapted, making other things uncomfortable by messing with them. So that's the reason.
Yeah, you do not pet a tarantula.
Let them walk across.
Oh yeah, you let them crawl across you. I've had them on my shoulders and my head.
Not just in the hairs, they'll be everywhere.
Oh yeah,
you won't be able to see them, but they'll be in your eyes and everywhere.
And they just fall off, and it's just they itch because they get into your skin like they poke you, and then they just itch. So yeah, so nothing's defanged.
No.
Do you have roosters?
We have got about 2 right now. Basically, you get baby chicks every 2 months or so. And I get a lot of girls, of course, so I got a lot of egg layers, but we got a good share of roosters as well. But also, we have an indoor coop, so it's not really soundproof. But it does help, so my neighbors aren't like, what's going on? But my neighbors all know what I do. So
right. Okay, because I was, you've already said that the tarantula's not defanged, so I know that the roosters aren't. No, whatever it's called that they do when they take that out.
They do that all day. It's not just in the mornings that people think it's like.
Yeah.
At any time, a fire truck drives by, they'll compete with that. That can be at 2 a.m. So, it just doesn't matter. So, I've got a nice little inside coop. Has those 3 guys in there doing their thing. They're just kind of, they make a little noise here and there, but they're okay.
But I wonder, I know people around here got them, and I only hear them in the morning, though.
Yeah, it's because you probably just notice them in the morning, but if you just, throughout the day, if you listen carefully, you hear a couple every once in a while, just letting them know that I'm the boss,
rooster, yeah.
I'm here, that's what they do. They kind of just do their thing. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Okay, well then that makes sense. Because I've seen, there is a veterinary hospital, I'm not going to say their name, but they do the ear docking or tail docking, they cut the ears and they do the thing with, I forget what it's called, with the roosters to get them from crowing or whatever. Right. I always thought that was inhumane.
It just seems unnecessary. We'll see.
I mean, I know people complain, and that's why you don't really want roosters in the neighborhood, but it just seems so inhumane to me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. So, well, that's cool. So, indoor coop, how does that work with the? Must be a decent sized house.
No, it was kind of about a 4-car garage size shed kind of what it is, and we have a coop in the corner with the chicken wire. Separate. Some of the guys are separated, but all the girls, the hens, all stay together. The boys, 2 of them are cool with each other, so they can hang out together. The other one is more of like, I'm the real boss.
Right, I'm the aggressive.
He can't be in my area, so he has his own little special space. But just chicken wire with a little bit of soundproofing on the side, so that when they do their little thing, it just kind of stays inside mostly.
Gotcha.
They're good, but they don't actually do any shows as well. When they were babies, they were,
the chicks, yeah.
Chicks. Now they just
they just hang.
Just hang out.
Do they go in the backyard with the tortoises?
They do. But one of the tortoises doesn't like chicken. So like I told you, they do what they want to do. So
yeah.
One of my tortoises will chase the roosters. Like, just chase them.
Oh.
And they move pretty fast, believe it or not. Tortoises can, get speed, so they just chase them around. They can't really fly very far. They,
right.
3 or 4 feet.
Right.
But they'll find a little place to roost, so you can't get to them. And that's about it. But other than that, they all kind of hang out together out there too. Absolutely.
Is there anything else out there with them? Tortoises and chickens?
Well, during the day, we just keep those guys out during the day. And at nighttime, of course, with the raccoons and possums in the neighborhood, you gotta make sure the chickens are back inside.
Yeah.
But the tortoises have no real predators. The raccoons can't really mess with them. They don't want to.
Right. I mean, they're shells. I mean, what are you gonna do with that? And their skin is too tough.
And there's just nothing they want to mess with them. They do a little twitch when anything gets close to them. And the raccoons and possums don't like it. So those guys have their outdoor doghouse with the heat lamps, but they're pretty much, no predators to worry about, so they're actually okay. But everybody else goes in at night. And every once in a while, let the rabbits and guinea pigs out, but they have enclosures that are actually enclosed from the top as well, just in case of
birds,
hawks.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of falcons and hawks that come through the area, and they see the chickens down there, so we got to be careful. But other than that, we haven't had any major incidents. So.
Oh, all right. So we have another question. How much land do you need to keep all your animals comfortable? We were just kind of talking about that.
Well, Berkeley, fortunately, everybody has large backyards in my neighborhood. So we have a house and we got a large backyard with a shed back there, and we got grass in the middle. So it's good size. When I had ducks for a while. We had a little kiddie pool out there for the ducks and things like that. So everybody has a little area where they can hang out when there's not show days or just off days. They kind of do their thing. But you do need some space.
Right.
Animals, they don't do their thing and run around and do their thing. So
that's why I want chickens and goats. Not a lot of space, but some space. You know,
you need some space for that as well. But it's it's a good little space. Our yard is pretty good size. I'm not sure the actual foot or acreage.
No worries.
Good size.
So do you sell the eggs?
I do not. No, they lay about 1 a day, some here and there, but we give a lot to the neighbors.
Okay. All right.
No reason to say. Well, I probably could say.
I mean, I don't know how many hens you have, but if you have a lot
quite
of
a few, but nice little brown eggs.
I can come get some. I don't want to buy eggs anymore. They are expensive.
They are. They're getting higher and higher and higher.
Yes, so I can come get some eggs.
But right now they're not an egg lay. Well, my girls don't lay eggs. Throughout the entire year, they go through a little season where it's like 1 a day, 1 a day, 1 a day. So when that comes again, I'll save it a little couple dozen. I got you.
Tracy,
I got you.
I'm just saying, you have to work with me. I want
a couple
it.
dozen for you.
Okay,
I'll make sure they're not fertilized, so you don't have to look at
Please.
chicks, right?
Please, I kind of want a chick, but I don't want to crack it into a skin.
No.
Right. No. And I've had fresh eggs, and sometimes you get more than what you asked for with fresh eggs.
It can happen. But my system is pretty down pat, so we know what's going on. We don't hatch our own chicks anyway, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because
It could be a problem.
It could be a problem. I've cracked an egg and seen some things, and it was like, oh, okay, this is not what I wanted, but that's okay. Really, this question is so ridiculous. Do you have a fainting goat? He don't have goats.
No, I have no goats.
He doesn't have goats.
No goats.
I'm sorry. He's seen a video of the fainting goats, and ever since then he wants to yell at a goat and make it faint.
No, I don't have that. I have to look that up and see that. I haven't seen
You've never seen
I
that?
haven't seen that one. I don't think I have. I probably have. It's like What did I just see?
Yeah, it's these goats. It's a certain goats that you don't even have to do much to them. You can be like, and they just stop and they fall over. And so they're called fainting goats. And ever since then, he's really wanted to do it, which is why I was like, that's a goat I would never buy. Because I don't need somebody scaring him all the time just to see him faint.
Just to see him do it, right?
Yes.
No, I don't have any fainting goats or goats at all. So.
Yeah, no goats at all. So, but why not? Why you don't have goats?
It's like I said, the show is basically intended to be able to fit into an SUV.
Gotcha.
And I can't, with the way I travel, make sure that everybody can have their little space in their travel containers. But a goat would be more difficult to actually, like having ponies or goats is something we've never done something like that. So everything is, I wouldn't say small animals, but the snake, of course, the snakes are large. But other than that, everything kind of fit in the car.
Well, you can do pygmy goats.
I probably could, but again, it's just
more
work.
That's a little dog cage, That's just a little dog kennel.
We may get there one day, but I think we got to do a little lineup.
I'm not gonna push it. I don't want to push it. That's my thing. I'm not gonna push what I want on somebody else. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying, pygmy goats.
They're pretty cool.
They're dope. And so yeah. But anyway, I mean, so you have done all this work, word of mouth, no social media, which is tough in this day and age.
It is.
So how did it get to this point? I know the first 5 years you said was a.
Yeah, I was doing other stuff as well as the shows, like one show a month, stuff like that. But eventually, like I said, the more you do the shows, and people actually see them and see how good they are, and then it's just the word of mouth from that. And also the other thing that happened was I did a lot more schools and daycares. And that's 100 kids. Yeah. And now they're like 20 of those kids, one week at their birthday party, and just exponentially just started to happen over time. And within about 8 years, it got to the point where it's like really consistent. Absolutely.
Did you ever get that when you were in elementary? The animal people come and bring you in?
Many years ago, I do remember when I was younger, I went to, I think it was Lawrence Hall of Science. And I went up there and they actually showed, they had a little, you sit there in a circle. Yeah. They ride a snake. And my mom used to tell me that I was truly mesmerized at these things. Every time, I kind of remember a couple of them, it's way back, but I do remember stuff like that actually happening. Not necessarily coming to my school, but we go to other places on field trips. And I'm just sitting there like, what's coming out? So that's kind of where I base my show on, the fact that you see one animal at a time coming out based on what's going to be next, and the kids are more excited about what's coming. So some of that kind of rubbed off of me when I was a kid. Absolutely. So my mom tells me that all the time.
Okay, because I remember when I was in elementary, I think we did have an animal show come in, and which I guess I never really thought about that as an adult, where they're coming from, who's doing the show, and stuff like that. Yeah. And so to actually see it in firsthand as an adult, and then to, of course, hear the work that goes behind it. A lot of people don't even think about the work.
No, nobody ever does.
You're right.
The shows are good, and you're having a good time at the show. If you don't think about after the show, what's going on? The animals are all good, but somebody has to take care of them.
Right. Somebody has to do the work, which is you mostly.
Most of the time, it's.
So with all of this that you have done, and like the shows you've done at schools, programs, after school, like that, what is your favorite? Small groups, big groups, kids?
I'd say it's a split, because I enjoy the large crowds when I get the microphone and the speaker and everything.
It's
like doing a concert
on stage.
The crowd reaction is louder. You get more. It's just like that. It's like adrenaline pumping. So I enjoy those, of course, but I also like just doing the living room shows with the family, and everybody's in there. The grandma's in there, aunties, uncles. Never seen a large snake like this. Even 60 years old, she's holding a snake. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. So there's different sides to both styles. Either the small venues and the large assemblies at the schools and middle schools and elementary schools. It's like they both have their benefits, but I have to say maybe the bigger ones, because it's like that sound coming back.
Yeah.
Now the kids are like all the gas at the same time. So that kind of stuff is like, the adrenaline is definitely there from the larger shows, but I like them all.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter.
So when you do the larger shows, do you pick a few kids to come up to actually?
Yeah, the same volunteer situation that you saw at your son's party. We did the same thing, but maybe about 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
So 3 kids come up with the snake crown.
Right.
Or 20 kids will line up and hold the snake at the end. It's kind of like what you guys did, but just more kids doing it. So it's just more volunteers, but not. You definitely can't get
all. Yeah, I was like, not all the kids are going to get that opportunity.
At the end of the show, the same petting situation does happen. We have a Sunday line type petting situation, as you saw, where the animals out for petting. Each classroom lines up, walks down the tape line, and just pet class, pet class. So, and each kid, of course, gets a card. So once animal trading card. So.
Yeah, and they get home with your information on it, and the parents are like, "You really like this, Jimmy? Oh, okay,
absolutely.
We did this on
for birthday,
right."
And that's why we're busy. So
That's good advertisement. Like,
I thought about that about maybe 15 years ago. I got the idea with the animals on the cards. One side for mom and dad, the other side a photo, and the kids just like collecting. You know,
right.
I want the cheeky one with the turtle. Yeah, so it's worked out well.
That's good. Yeah, because, like I said earlier, my friend is one who told me about you. But there was a lot of people there who loved the show, parents, grandparents, and they were like, yeah, this is something that we're probably going to do in the near future for our kids, our grandkids. So, in fact, I think when my best friend's out here with her kids, if their birthday is around, she might be hitting you up as well. I'll be in the audience. We're the
I'll expect to see you there.
You will. You should. I will always be at all the ones, apparently, in the background like this.
No, you'll be up there. You'll be in the front. Like, hey, can I hold something?
No, I have to let everyone else have their shine.
At the end.
I don't want to take over from anybody else's kids. Like, no, this is your day. It's not my day anymore. I can't do it.
This is true.
Also, though, my birthday's in August.
Yeah, we do adult parties all the time.
So I don't feel like I have any adults who would come though. Like most of the adults I know. No. I don't want the kids.
So this is my party. I don't want
on my day, it's about me and not the kids. Kids go home.
That's understandable.
Yeah. So, but I'm not going to hold you too much longer. So, how can people get in touch with you? How can they find you?
The best way is just through the website. You can go to firstscalesandtales.com. That's FURSCALES, and then tales and TAILS, not tales like a story. And if you find me there, you can do that. And just we book by email because we've gotten actually a little bit, like I said, too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do phone calls anymore. Phone calls, voicemails, phone tags.
Yeah.
So timestamped emails are the best way to do it to make sure it gets the same opportunity to get the date they want, the time they want. So email Tracy at firstscalesandtales.com. Get back to you right away.
All right. And do you have an off season? Like you don't do as much in the winter?
The winter, just weekends are not as tough. Every weekend of the year.
Okay.
But the summer is almost every day.
Gotcha.
Really, weekdays, weekends, everything. But there's never really a time that we can't do a show for you as far as your birthday party. If it wants to be on the weekend or a weekday, if you want to do after school parties,
right?
Or a party at your child's school, we do that as well. So it doesn't really matter. Just let me know what you need. If we have availability, we got you.
Okay. And is there any last thing you want to say before we leave to the audience?
I want to say thank you for having me.
Yeah.
One of my first podcasts. I think I've done like one or two years ago, but not too long ago. But thank you for having me on.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for being on. I really appreciate you coming, telling us all about it. I'm going to calm down in the podcast and go from there.
And I shall return with a couple animals next time, I promise.
Or I can come to the house. I'm just saying.
We're gonna get that
I travel with this.
I see it's a good set.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. Oh, hey, Deshaun. I see you. Thanks for joining us. You guys have a great rest of your Monday. If you have any questions, comments, please send them to me. Also, I have to keep remembering to do this. I now have a way that you can send us any funds if you want to support the podcast. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. Go on buymeacoffee.com, look up CaT Bobino. I'm right there, and that will help support all the things we do for the podcast. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. You guys have a good rest of the night. Boom.